Admit it, you're secretly sick and tired of zombies, photorealistic racing games, and never-ending soap operas set in space. You've seen all these cliches before, and you're looking for the next big thing. Well, I have good news for you. It's time you grab your fanciest gloves and parasol, because we're going to trade large open worlds for a small solitaire game inspired by the works of Jane Austen. Regency Solitaire may not sound like the thrill ride of the season, but it's nearly impossible to play this hoity-toity Steam game and not lose hours of your life to hopeless addiction. It sounds like the kind of game your grandmother would fall in love with, but it's actually a devilishly clever card game that uproots everything you think you know about solitaire. The story centers around an attractive young woman named Bella, who wants to throw an extravagant ball at her family's estate in order to catch the eye of the eligible bachelor, Earl Henry Worthington. Unfortunately, Bella's master plan runs into a few snags. For one thing, her family is in the midst of a financial crisis. This forces our hero to put in the hard work to acquire all of the furniture and amenities needed to pull off this spectacular event. In this case, hard work is accomplished through playing rounds of solitaire, but don't be fooled, because you're not exactly playing by the typical solitaire rules. You won't need to worry about suits or moving cards around, because the only thing that matters is counting up and down. It's surprisingly simple. If you draw a 5, then you're looking for either a 4 or a 6. You keep making connections until you either clear the board or need to draw another card. Once you've run out of cards to draw from, the round is over. Instead of working through boring columns filled with cards, Regency Solitaire offers dozens of elaborate layouts to overcome. Many stages will have a maze component, forcing players to find keys to unlock doors. Sometimes cards will be tied in a bow, meaning you'll need to use them twice before they disappear. And then there are cards that will only disappear if you remove the royal cards from the table. Once you've mastered the basics, the game is quick to introduce a number of special abilities to the mix. The first comes in the form of a fan, allowing players to save certain cards for later. Another ability scrambles the cards on the table, giving you a chance to keep the chain alive. There are also moves that will let you destroy cards on the table without you matching them. Thanks to the simplified rules and different abilities, it's easy to rack up large combos in Regency Solitaire. This will not only clear the board faster, but also increase your money multiplier. The money you earn from each round can be used to upgrade Bella's house, getting it ready for her big party. The lengthy story mode is split into 20 different stages, each taking place in a different location in and around 19th century London. Most of these stages will include 10 rounds and require players to complete a number of objectives. Usually these tasks revolve around collecting a certain amount of stars and locating hidden items. These objectives become increasingly difficult, requiring the player to have near-perfect rounds each and every time. Despite the good intentions, these level-specific missions are the weakest part of Regency Solitaire. I love the idea of giving players something to shoot for in each new location, but it felt like I was seeing the same few tasks recycled stage after stage. You'll see most of what the game has to offer by the time you reach the halfway point, which is a bit disappointing. It doesn't help that Grey Alien Games has added a lot of unnecessary filler. There's no reason why every stage needs to include 10 rounds, especially when you complete the challenges in the first 3. Playing through a bunch of inconsequential levels for money isn't much fun, since there aren't many items to buy. The presentation is pretty much what you would expect. The music feels like it was taken directly from a made-for-TV adaptation of Pride and Prejudice, which is a good thing in this case. Furthermore, the graphics are simple, and look like they were designed with tablet devices in mind. I like the artwork and the character designs, but there's nothing about the visuals that will blow you away. Like any solitaire game, the fun is not in the flashy graphics. This is an addictive card game that tweaks the rules just enough to feel like an entirely new experience. Even those who haven't read much Jane Austen will get a kick out of the story, and the gameplay is strong enough to keep the lengthy adventure interesting from beginning to end. Regency Solitaire is one of the year's most surprising games. Hey, thanks for watching my review. I think we can all agree that this has been a weird week. I reviewed a visual novel, 2 old-school shooters, and now a solitaire game. Next week's going to be even crazier, as we'll be taking a look at Chariot Wars. I don't mean to spoil my review, but it's not good, not at all. I also have some E3 content to post next week, so be on the lookout for that. In the meantime, hit the subscribe button and check out some of our past reviews. See you soon.